Hey, what's up, guys? Here we are. We're going to do another podcast. I mean, this will actually be like the first of what we're planning to do, like a New World series, maybe like bi-weekly or something, where we discuss anything new or anything that's happening with New World. Uh, Little introduction. If you are new here, I'm Jmart. I'm part of a couple streamer. I stream with my wife, Sassykat. We stream over on Twitch, mostly MMORPGs, and going all in on the future of New World. And this is my brother. Goes by Traumahawk.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Um, Today we're getting together. We did a podcast before. We talked about all of our past MMOs. If you have a casual 4+ hours and want to check it out, it's on the channel. But I had a blast doing it. We've been playing MMOs roughly since the beginning of them. So we just recently have come back to New World where we played from the start, and we decided to get together today to talk about fresh starts. Um, when are they coming? We don't know. um, yeah, hopefully they announce something soon on that.
Yeah, I think that's probably the. I'm I'm glad that we know they're coming. Ish. They didn't fully make the announcement. It was a not so cryptic forum post.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I think my biggest thing really is let us know what we're doing.
Right.
And especially before all the events. If they do anything for their 1 year anniversary, which is September 28th,
Right.
or their Halloween event. And plus, just trying to maybe level before Brimstone Sands. So then, by the time it hits, we can actually do the content on our new characters in the Fresh Start server.
Yeah, and because if this is supposed to be my new main character, I
Right.
want to get the event stuff done on the new characters. So it's like I wish that they wouldn't have announced them or
Right.
announced them when they knew. I mean, granted, I know they haven't technically announced them. Okay, I wish they wouldn't have been so cryptic
Right.
about it. Because now it puts us all in this weird state of limbo.
Right.
Is there a point of progressing my character, or should I just wait for the fresh start? Is it coming around the corner?
Right.
So yeah, we thought we'd get together, discuss some pros and the cons of the fresh start, and if we'll be playing them. Which the short answer is we will definitely be playing them, even though we are currently playing our old characters, getting knowledge and stuff of everything.
Right. And which is, I think it's key, especially because I've been gone from the game for so long, that it's kind of nice getting back into the swing of things, trying to relearn the mechanics of the game. I play a healer, so I'm just trying to relearn how to heal. So I'm definitely glad I'm back playing the game, and now just kind of waiting patiently for the Fresh Start server to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. So I'd say it's like some of the pros about it is, to me, is going to be going through the game again the way I feel like was intended to be. Like originally, most people were just leveling off the market board, even though I didn't, and I enjoyed my leveling experience the first time. The game didn't start dying for me until the end game, where you were just farming chests.
Right.
So it'll be fun to experience the game with quick travel, like be able to fast travel almost everywhere with like no Azoth. Be able to share your banks, to put your stuff in any bank and be able to be more organized that way. Go over a lot of the changes and go through the process with it.
Right, especially with the new 1 through 25 new leveling system.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be great. I think that'll be kind of a new way to experience the game. Especially, I haven't been through the main story quest in, almost a year. So I think it'll be nice to kind of re-experience that along with the new quests. I think that'll be key. And as Jmart mentioned, the quality of life, I think it'll make leveling quicker instead of having just to walk everywhere. Once you get to the city or to the fast travel point, with the max 20 Azoth cost, I think that's going to be just huge. I think it'll be way quicker to level than what it was before.
Yeah, well, and then when you do hit endgame, there'll be no chest grind. I mean, you can still,
Right.
but like we've been farming so much Genesis on the current live server that I feel like I'll be able to get 500, 600 in no time. Like I've ran it so many times I can do it blindfolded.
Right, and that's, once again, the way the game was meant to be played. You're no longer held back by the keys or anything like that. So it's definitely, I'm looking forward to restarting the game with the current knowledge I have. I think it'll make for an interesting gaming experience.
Yeah. Plus, the pros are you're not going to deal with, I don't think the economy is as big of a deal as people make it out to be. Because with stuff being sold for higher means you sell stuff higher too. Like, I couldn't afford Void Bent back in the day. I can't afford the higher gear now without just grinding it myself. But that being said, it'll be nice playing with, that the servers, at least up to this point, wouldn't be duped at all, even though I think that a lot of it's pretty evened out. The no-shell companies is a pretty big deal.
Right.
You're not going to have one person own the entire server and be able to just make an endless amount of money. And you won't have the people, even like us, that farmed a dead server.
Oh, yeah.
When our server was dying, we just farmed the crap out of Orichalcum, and we're able to transfer to a new server, and new players will never, knock on wood, be able to do that.
Right. And, especially when the servers were just about dead, just about any resource run was available to you. Mm-hmm. So, I can't tell you, when I came back, how much resources I had in all my banks. It was just, I obviously spent a lot of time gathering because of how easy it was. So it'll be nice for newer players or new players that left either during the early Exodus or someone who's never played the game before to really start on an even level with everybody.
Right. Not have to worry about, things got really wonky in the last year. In the first year of the game, things are definitely a lot different, and I think, I hope this doesn't become a trend. Like, I don't need a fresh start for every time they do something.
Right.
But I think so much has changed since release. I think a fresh start would be really fun.
Absolutely.
Plus, a fresh start with friends. You get that whole new MMO feel all over again, where you just want to grind. You're playing, all your friends that are returning and stuff. Because right now, especially with the way the servers are locked, you couldn't even play with a lot of your friends that haven't played before now, anyways. Right. So I think that'll be fun to play.
Absolutely. And, I don't like the fact that they've locked the servers so nobody else can join, because it really does, for Jmart here who streams, if somebody comes in, it's like, oh, I want to come in and play with you, you can't. And with the new servers that have come up, you're still not sure if everybody's going to stick with the game, so you don't want to leave a populated server for a server that's going to die. Because then you're not going to be able to transfer back, and then you're right back to where you started from. So I do think it's important, at least for the fresh start, everybody can all start as one, level up together. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Just hopefully they announce it so you can get together with your friends and plan to all level together.
Right, exactly. What do you think some of the cons of starting or going to a fresh start server?
I think one of the biggest cons is obviously just leaving your character behind. I have 1,000 hours of my character, which is probably not a lot compared to some people. I have a lot of farming. I have almost every weapon leveled up to 20.
Right.
All the gathering, especially because after playing on the PTR, you forget how long it takes to mine a node with crappy tools.
Yeah.
When I was gathering ore, I'm like, man, I can go upstairs and get a snack by the time this is done.
Right.
So I think leaving the character behind is going to be one of the biggest. Even though I do think you can get back to it in a lot quicker time, it's still a lot of time devoted to one character.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially for folks. I think I have about 800 hours in now. You're well over that. So it'll be kind of tough, but I do think that we'll be able to, at least for the expertise, get that back really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hardest part is leaving your, like we said, the gathering, the refining, and if you did furniture or armor smithing or anything like that, I think that'll be another thing that'll be tough to leave. But once again, I think we'll be able to get that back fairly quick.
Yeah, and like to be able to farm on dead servers, once again, catch-22, because how hard it's for me to find like Orichalcum
Oh, yeah.
and stuff again.
Absolutely.
Like it was almost impossible back in the day, and then when the servers died, I would log on like every few hours and go mine it all, and I have like 8,000 in the bank and just sitting there. But I think it's worth it to play with the economy. Maybe it'll go back to people buying from other people and selling, and because which I think I'm just gonna be a gatherer this time around, anyways.
Right, exactly. I think another con that I'm a little worried about is, will the fresh start servers die quickly after, let's say, established players, not even just like us, but people that have been with the game since the beginning or have a lot more hours and their characters are already 625 and they pretty much have their characters where they want it. Are they going to, is a new car smell of a fresh start server going to wear off quickly? So will a lot of people join and then end up leaving? It's definitely something to think about, how long they're going to last. So that makes me a little bit nervous, but then again, I'm not deleting my character.
Right, I can always go back if I need to.
Right.
Yeah, because you're always afraid of like everybody comes and then then when a little bit of adversity happens, like I can't find any ore or anything, you know what, I'm just going back to my old character. Or if the queue times are too drastic, like why am I waiting in queues? I'll just go play on my other character.
Right.
So that's always a fear, is like, or God forbid there be one exploit discovered.
Well, and I really hope that Amazon has their stuff together when they do the fresh start. I don't think there's going to be any issues with duping or anything else. But I do think overall, I think the game's ready for a fresh start. I think this is one of the few times where I would say, yes, a fresh start's needed.
Yeah, normally I don't like the idea.
Correct. It splits the player base too much. And then on top of that, when do you stop it? So right now they're 1 through 25 is a new quest. Well, are they going to want a fresh start server once they hit 26 through 60?
Right.
So that's just another thing to think about. I think this is good for the fresh start because so much has changed, because so much quality of life has really been introduced into the game. I think it's needed. I don't think it'll be needed later on down the road.
No, I don't think it should be one of those things where every time something happens or, no, new fresh start win, it's like,
right.
I can't name any successful MMOs that do a bunch of fresh starts that are new. Like, I mean, I know like some of the older games will do every now and then, or like I don't count WoW Classic because it's not part of the retail. It's like it live in a different thing. So I don't want to see them do it often, but I do think this one time would be a very welcome thing, just to get to play the game the way. Because I still think if this game would have came out during the Gypsum patch, it would have had a different experience.
Right.
So I think it's cool to be able to go through it the way I think it was intended. And I hope they never allow transfers.
Right.
Like, I hope, like, if the servers do start dying, then, switch over. Like, we shouldn't just be able to transfer back to or they shouldn't be able to transfer to the server. It should be a completely different set of servers. Like, I don't mind if they come out with more servers and they can transfer those together.
Correct.
But it has to be a certain category, fresh start or legacy.
Right. No, and that makes a lot of sense. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of people have the question of, because we don't know when the fresh start servers are going to happen, what do you do?
Right. I'm in some kind of limbo.
Right. Do you play the PTR until it starts? Do you join a legacy server, or do you wait for do you wait? My thing is play the game. You're gonna have to reintroduce yourself to it anyway. This isn't going to be like normal starts to a game where nobody knows what they're doing, or there's only a select few that played the betas.
Yeah, because the people that are ahead, they're going to get back ahead. Like, they're going to know what's going to be worth or useful later and stuff.
And they'll probably be more ahead even than what they were before. They're going to know where all the farming areas are. They're going to know what's worth what. So at the end of the day, I think as far as the economy goes, you're still going to have the have and have nots. But it's still good for you to go in and try to relearn your characters if you're coming back from a long hiatus. I think it's good to learn the mechanics if you've never played the game before and just go in there and just mess around with it. So my answer to should I play the game now or wait? Play it now.
Right.
You don't have to go hardcore into it. Just play it and get used to it.
Or plus, just decide how you're gonna go with the fresh start. Are you gonna go hardcore? 'Cause if you're gonna go hardcore, but you want to see the new 1 to 25, go to the PTR and do it.
Right.
And therefore, you have no problem skipping through it when the game comes out. Or if you don't want to be spoiled, don't
Right.
do the PTR because then you might get spoiled on it. Or just do the level 60 stuff. But yeah, there's like a lot of different things about it. Just let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you gonna do the fresh start? The other thing is, God, what am I gonna start? Like, I'm so used to having so many different builds.
Right.
Like, I will say, leveling healer is gonna be way easier this time with the
Yes,
Void Gauntlet.
yes.
Because when we first played, because we both actually leveled healer first, you had to use your life staff and then use a weapon with like a focus gem or something in it,
Right.
just to make it somewhat bearable.
Yeah, it was a rough leveling experience. So now at least with the Void Gauntlet, absolutely. And that's just one of those things, especially if you played even before the Void Gauntlet, it's good to get in there and try some of the new that may be new to you, like the Blunderbuss or, well, the Great Sword you'll be able to play on the PTR.
Yeah.
But just to get used to the weapons again, I think definitely give it a shot.
Figure out some builds,
Yeah.
like what you'll like to play, so you do level up the right thing, off the bat. But yeah, let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps the YouTube algorithm a lot.
You're
and
using big words, I'm probably.
yeah. I've had to look that up.
Yeah, no, you have it written
Yeah.
down.
Algorithm.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we plan on doing this often, along with other kinds of podcasts of, like I said, just MMO news and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you guys next time. Peace!